Okay, good evening. It is now after 6 p.m. I'll call this January 5th meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. Please all rise and join me in saluting the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First up is the approval of the minutes from our meeting of December 22nd and the executive session from December 22nd. So I'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved. Second?
A motion made, second, and all in favor?
Aye.
And then the minutes from 12:30. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved. Second?
Motion made and seconded on that. All in favor of that?
Aye.
And note my abstention as I was absent. Next is the approval of warrants. So I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 14 for $337,568.66. School warrant number 1032 for $130,119.72. General warrant 1034 for $296,144.68. And CMRPC warrant number 1035 for $23,257.20.
So moved. Second?
Motion made and second on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Next is approval of CARES Acts. Oh, do you have a folder for me of all the CARES Acts to date? I gotta get that. It was extended, so I don't think I'm under the gun, but there is a reporting deadline of a quarter, so I gotta get the next quarter.
Yeah, they're all on the table in there.
All right, so we got CARES Act request from the school for the speech therapist, $1,301.39. Do we know how much we have in that line item? I mean, are we still...
I can find out from you, Marie.
Okay, I think we still have a lot of room. We have $403,000 to play with. I don't think we're even at 150, 180 yet. So
I'll ask her for that ballot.
all right. So and the other one is requesting payment of the CARES for technology, $46,5840, and a payment for buildings and grounds for a total. What was it for? Zoom video communications for $4,658. Is that for the school to communicate with the kids or something?
I guess. Let me ask for more information.
Yeah, we need to know. Well, just for our information going forward, is this a quarterly payment? Is this getting us through the year? I mean, how, for planning purposes, we need to know how much more we'll need for that. And then one's the Kelco sprayer, so that one is $6,968.40. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved. Second?
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion to be had on that at all?
Nope.
Anything? No?
I think you discussed it. We need a little more info on it.
Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
That needs to get signed.
That was from
It's from,
last week.
yeah.
We
And
tabled it.
because we needed to have information, right? Did we need more information?
Wondering if COVID actually covers it.
Oh, did we look into that?
No.
Didn't look into that either.
Was that Joey's thing?
Forget it, yeah.
He was saying that, I guess, was it Spencer? They bought a whole bunch of turnout gear through COVID. So I don't know if repairs to turnout gear is covered.
It may be, I just don't know if we put in for it,
Okay.
and if we,
I don't think you put in, I mean, you wouldn't have known, so you wouldn't have put in for it.
well, I guess they need it one way or another, and they're gonna get it from reserve funds from the finance committee, they're gonna ask for it for there, or
Or through
or
here.
COVID, so we might as well put it through COVID and see if it gets covered,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
All they can do is say no after the fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have to find another way to pay for it,
Yeah.
which is what we'd have to do anyway.
All right, so I'll submit it under the CARES.
Okay, so, yeah, so we don't need this,
No.
that's the form for finance committee, okay. And this is just, that's the fire
That's
thing,
the
right? That
invoice.
supports the fire thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you can have that back. All right, is that that?
Yeah.
Next is old business. We're going to discuss the fees for the multiple liquor license arrangement. And we did contact ABCC, and they put it back on us. So it appears as though we have the authority to waive fees. We just have to figure out how we're going to do that. So, all new applications. Yeah, so I think it's pretty much settled that to appease the ABCC, if you initially apply for the brewer, the cider and wine, that you also need the combo. So the initial application has to have all those three with their application fee for the ABCC. We just have to figure out what we're going to do from there. So on the yearly renewal, John's proposal is to require the license for the brewing and the cider wine, but then make the combo license $5?
You have to report a fee to them,
Yep,
going to Ashley, so
yep,
$5.
yeah, because it does seem redundant to
Yeah.
require a combo if you're doing them both individually.
It seems fair to me, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, there's a minimal amount of paper and ink and time involved, so $5 is fine, sure.
yeah, I agree. What do you guys think? Good?
We love it,
All right.
yeah. Yep, that's great. I appreciate you guys looking into it. I know it was new for you guys, you know, it was new for us too, so.
Yeah, because it got kicked back. Otherwise, we were fine with the way it was, right? So
Yeah,
we didn't know about that combo thing at all until they kicked it back to us. So.
yeah.
Which
yeah.
seems redundant, but if they don't care going forward, I don't see why we would require it as a town,
Right.
because it seems redundant.
I mean, personally, I mean, it's an ABCC thing, but I think that if you're gonna have both and you apply for the dual license, I think that's all you should need. I don't think you should need to get both. But that's not on us, that's on them.
I agree, and I think it's just a money.
There
matter.
again, too, we're not waiving the fee. We're asking for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
to cover the ink and the paper,
yeah,
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
have to report to them,
yeah, yeah.
so,
yeah, we collected a fee.
yeah.
Yep, good idea.
You want to vote on that?
Yeah, you want to vote on it? Make a motion? To
Sure.
approve that fee schedule?
So this is the first renewal, right?
No, the first, when you first,
The
Yeah.
application,
application
Yep,
is full, all three full,
yep.
and then the renewal yearly is the second one.
So I move that new applications for beer brew license, cider and wine license, and combo license are all paid at the $450 fee for the first year, and yearly renewals would be $450 each for the beer brew and license and the cider and wine license, with a $5 fee for the combo license.
Second.
all right, motion made second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Good.
Kind of hieroglyphics, but.
Yeah, your bill passed.
Oh, good.
There was no pork in there either.
Thank you.
Okay, so, and we got some contracts for the CMRPC and Leonard.
They're extensions. The original contract was supposed to end, but because of COVID, they want to extend so they can finish their work, so.
Okay,
Um,
I'll entertain a motion to extend those 2 contracts.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. All right. And moving right along. And last up is Sheila from the Downtown Development Committee with an update.
Update, sending you guys a report, because I'm permission to give a report, right? So, it's 2021, and we're coming to you guys because we've been around for about 2.5 years now, and want to know where we're at, I guess, and where you guys need us to be. Because originally we were formed because Jim Buzzell wanted us to work on complete streets. And we pretty much have accomplished that, with the exception that we actually need to do an application now and have each one of those projects funded. So that kind of becomes almost like in Board of Selectmen hands, more than even Downtown Development Committee, I feel like. Because we could submit those, but really we're gonna have to talk to you guys and Jason, and the Water Department, and Sewer Department, and really figure out which projects we're gonna go at first and how we're gonna do them. So I do know that one of the things that we do have in the works is that James Jeff Frazier, I believe, is the engineer that Jason met with because Jason would his idea is that he wants to have a master plan of the downtown cross between, what is this, Summer Street and Main Street or whatever, right?
Okay.
School Street, Summer Street, Main Street.
Yep.
He'd like to have a general master overview, engineering wise, of what it's gonna entail to get done the work that would need to be done there. And that would include water, sewer, and everything. So at this point, with the complete streets, the next point was to have a stakeholders communication between Board of Selectmen, Water Department, Sewer Department, Downtown Development Committee. I think at this point we're more just like advisors, if even that. I'm not too sure, but because we've set up all these things to create that for the town. So that's kind of where we're at with Complete Streets, which was why we were kind of created in the very first place. With that, we've blossomed into this thing where we've got our strategic plan, which our next goal is to try to work through all these different goals in the strategic plan that they've set us up for. The 5 main categories are walkable downtown, connected trail system, townhouse revitalization, downtown redevelopment, and business investment. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're Downtown Development Committee by any means are the ones that are doing these things. It means that, like in February, we plan to go through and put what, who, and when on each one of these goals to say, you know what, townhouse revitalization is townhouses stuff, but at least they kind of know that. Like the connected trail system, I just took a class yesterday on the 2 new proposed, can I pull this down? The 2 new proposed grants that CMRPC is putting out for that. One is a youth engagement and healthy aging trails in central Massachusetts. That one's to do an analysis on the trail, create youth stewardship program, and give guidance as to how to create the trails entrances so that ADA compliancy and youth are more viable people to enjoy those spots in our town. The second proposal for that particular one is regional and statewide trail mapping. That is more like for us to apply to be a part of that. And they said that they're going to have those grants created and in the works by the end of the month. So they've proposed the grants, they're not actually out there yet for us to apply to. But we have a ton of grants at the Downtown Development Committee that I want to make sure you guys are very aware of and have your approval with whatever you think we can go forward with or what you think we can use the money for. Because I think we could get awarded these grants and then come back and say, well, we don't want the grant if we don't want it.
Oh, we want it.
Okay. We have a local rapid recovery plan, the LLRP.
Yeah.
That one, Ethan applied for. I think Dale, I had written down that Ethan said he needed a letter from you on the 28th or something like that.
We
so-
gave, I gave a letter.
Awesome.
Yep,
That one is for assistance with funding resources, implementation, business development, strategies, and sustainability. Or all these things could be implemented with this local access recovery planning. It's part of like that COVID recovery plan. A program to attract pop-up retailers and vacant storefronts, which we have a ton of, that would be great. Projection lighting or logo projections to put on the downtown buildings. Targeted placemaking investments to streets, sidewalks, and public spaces, improving desirability of downtown properties and existing properties. So that one's almost like a facade program that you could get. This one is the facade and or storefront signage improvements, which I know for sure that Nodder was looking to add some special signage on there too, and I don't know how, like, if we can use that for the townhouse and order stuff and have it
Does
later, I don't
do
know.
those, like you said, for businesses, do they give the money to the owner
No.
of the property?
I don't think so.
Because we
This
don't
one-
own any
this would-
we don't own any property other than the town hall down there.
That's a good question.
So where would that grant money
I
go?
could-
To the, like the Nadar? Would he get
No,
money
no,
to
no.
change his sign?
Ethan already filled out this application for it to come to the town. So I guess it would be up to the town to almost have an application to give out the grant money, maybe? I'm not sure.
That's
I'm
why
not
I asked.
positive
how
on
they-
that aspect. They're keeping me up with a lot of them, but I'm not privy to every single one and all the details of all
we have
of
to
them.
get it to find out what's in it.
Right, there you go.
I'm not signing it to find out what's.
So they did, we did some grants a few years back, and the way they, with other towns, for housing, and, you know, people needed like an upgrade to their roof or their windows, their septic or something, and the town applied for it, they got the grants, and the homeowners themselves had to apply to, say, CMRPC or somebody in order to get the money through the town for those projects.
We have that going
We
on
still
now.
have that, yeah.
So-
That's going on, yeah. Yep.
So
They give,
I'd
they
imagine it
allow
would be the
12
same.
projects, I think.
I'd imagine it would be the same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would think we get it, and we see what
get
it,
it.
what we have that we can apply it to, and
Right.
then try to spend it on
Right.
a project.
So I know that that's one that Ethan's applied to through the Downtown Development Committee, and I know that, I believe the Board of Selectmen were on board with that because it got signed off.
Well, yeah, they just look for a support letter that we
Right.
support it, and we're gonna do that for any grant that,
Right.
if we can get money, we're
Um,
gonna support it, getting the money, as long as it doesn't require matching funds.
I believe that none of them that we applied to require matching funds.
No, because I asked that question before I gave the letter of support, so I
Right.
know that.
Yep.
Yep.
The next one that we have in the works right now is the Technical Assistance Program, which is the TAP program. I guess Eva Brown had applied for a different grant, and the Christine Maydor, who is the Mass Development VP of Real Estate Services, called her and said, "You don't qualify for the one that you applied for, but we're gonna offer you this one." And I guess we pretty much already have it. We just have to go through the steps to be able to get it to the point where it's at the end.
Okay.
So that's a technical assistance program, and what that is actually a one-day program, and it's more geared, I think, towards the townhouse, and the businesses and stuff around it. Long-term, it's short-term, it's just this year. It takes, it's gonna end up culminating in a full-day goal creation program. So pretty much more for the townhouse to create goals, to have an action plan.
Right.
To finish off what they've started, so that they can get to an ending point.
But that's what the Downtown Development Committee was originally formed for, because when we had a meeting with some state level people,
Okay,
they said that by getting the Complete Streets
right?
program,
Okay,
would open up a grant stream for us to get that townhouse money to, to refurbish it.
okay,
Because, the Friends weren't really making a lot of headway with
right,
making money, and this was one of the revenue streams. So from the Downtown Development Committee's work on getting us the Complete Streets, it was supposed to open up grants,
okay.
which I guess it has done,
Well,
so.
You get a lot of grants.
So,
Right.
yeah.
I don't know they're coming in, but they're like all in the works. the technical assistance program might be able to be the one that will help us understand maybe more grants or more grant funding or more ways to be able to get to there too. So one of the interesting things about that is that they need a lot of different kinds of mapping and stuff, and we're working on that with the master plan, so hopefully that'll be covered, like they'll kind of overlap each other, which will be nice, because we need that for the master plan, they need it for this, you know, so we won't have to do everything twice, it'll already be done.
Okay.
So they're looking to host that full day event that it culminates in like the end of summer or the beginning of the fall this year. So that's kind of near the end of the year. It's a no-cost grant to the town, so free.
That's to do a talk about,
Yeah,
Goals?
it's a pretty interesting talk though. I guess they come down and they have like 5 to 9 professionals who come in here to like assess your town in one day, and you're in on it with people like Board of Selectmen, whomever, our stakeholders who want to be a part of that. And they literally will walk the downtown, talk about areas that need to be developed, and create, by the end of the day, they've created a goal system for you. So, it's a talk.
Mhm.
I'm not breaking ground, I know. Frustrating to me too.
if
But
they
it'll
just give me
be,
that money, I'll do the survey in
Right.
about a half an hour, because I've walked the town many times.
well, I think that, like I said, what happened is she applied for this other grant, and Christine Medor called her and said, you don't qualify for that, but we're gonna give you this.
Sure.
So,
Oh, that's good to
She's
know,
like, "I'll
because
take it."
I just got a rejected, you know, you weren't awarded the grant, sorry for your bad luck type of thing.
Right.
So I didn't know there's another. That's
yeah, they
good.
called her directly. I
Let's
was
talk
like,
to
well, let's
that
keep
lady
that
again.
running. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cultural grant for virtual programming. So this one is more of a Friends of the Townhouse type of grant, but I just wanted to make note of it in our notes so we kept track of this because there's so many things going on. Marilyn Borst, she worked on this application and submitted it on December 14. I realize I have some mistakes in my meeting minutes that they approved anyway. Hold on. I have that down as 2021, and it was still 2020. The grant would provide programming for the townhouse in a virtual manner over the spring, summer, fall of 2021. So she's working with a woman named Carrie McCarthy, who plans to help with all the recordings of the YouTube of local artisan performers, and it also goes through the local cultural council. It's a pre-programming event, so they kind of take all of our local artists, and instead of us having big concerts and stuff, they're gonna create them on YouTube, and Carrie McCarthy's gonna help. The awards are gonna be provided in February, so we'll know whether or not we will have that grant or not by February.
You know Carrie McCarthy, she was by my
Yeah.
birdie.
Yep. Yeah, she was
Okay.
the lead, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess her and Marilyn are working pretty closely together on that particular piece.
Yep.
Complete Streets. The last time I spoke with Jason, he had met with Jeff Frazier of the BSC group. Jeff's the planner and architectural professional. Jason stated that they had a great chat about the North Brookfield downtown area and that he was encouraged about the project. We have connected via email and plan to conduct a virtual meeting after the holidays with stakeholders such as Jim Buzzell, Friends of the Townhouse, Chair, North Brookfield Water and Sewer Department heads, Highway Department, and any other stakeholders who can join to have a preliminary meeting on the project that could encompass the downtown area and how the Complete Streets grants should be applied, because we haven't actually applied for any of them yet, but they need to be, if we want any this year, so they award them so that you can do your projects for spring or fall. So if we want to do a fall project, we have to get these submitted applications in for the projects we've created by May. So I'm hoping we can have a meeting sometime during the end of this month so that we can all be on board with what's going on to kind of get this pushed forward.
Mhm.
Because I don't know if Jason's gonna be ready, but he did say he had some projects that he was doing in the spring and in the early summer, so that by fall he would be ready for some bigger projects. It's a giant project, so this is not a little thing. I understand that. We just say, hey, let's just do these projects. Like, it's a huge undertaking, so I know it's gonna take us a long time to get
Yeah.
there.
So we probably should at least have a meeting with Jason anyway.
Right.
Because
Well,
I
he has
don't
a
know.
list of priorities, doesn't he, of stuff that needs to be repaired?
Yeah.
I think he does.
But do we have a list of his projects for the spring? Do we know what he's?
I know he has a list, but I don't
We-
You can ask him about the dam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he told me, I don't know what his projects are either, he just told me that
Is it this spring?
spring and early summer, he already had some major projects that are under the
Yep.
works for him, and he wasn't gonna be able to get to anything physically like this until the fall, so
Which
even
would
if,
work out.
what's that?
That would work out. because
Right,
you wouldn't get-
exactly.
Yeah. Can
Right.
you just send him an email and ask him to just give us a list of what he's planning for the spring so that we kind of know what he's got planned?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Maybe he's gonna fix Madbrook Road Bridge.
Yeah, we'll blow it up.
There is number 5, North Brookfield Micro Enterprise Grant. These grants are for local small businesses to apply for funding for relief. I know we put the link on our webpage, and I think it might be on our Facebook page. And it's shareable. I spread it a little bit on Facebook. I don't know if you guys already know about this, but definitely the businesses in our town should know about this because it's only limited and there's a certain amount of time. I believe you have to own a physical building and you have to have 5 or less employees, and you can apply for the micro enterprise grant, and it's funding awarded through the CMRPC for businesses for relief from COVID. So it's free funds.
Is that 668 million or something that the
It's- yeah,
government?
it's a crazy amount of
Governor,
money.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
So if anybody's out there, go to the Facebook pages and go check that out for your business.
How many employees do you guys have over there?
Well, I just laid off half of them, so
Oh.
3 right now.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
I think I sent it to you, Keith. Did I not?
You did not.
All right, I will
Common grounds.
resend it again.
Common grounds down here.
Oh,
The brewery.
wow.
The
Yeah, the old Time Out is now
Yep.
Common Ground, yep. Yeah.
good place to go. Good beer. Good food.
There is a shared winter streets and spaces grant program. This one, Marilyn Borst was gonna look into it. I haven't had time. My industry is so insane. I haven't been able to take a moment to be able to even breathe into any of these. So everybody's been doing them, and I've just been kind of fielding what's happening. And so just so you know, most of the other members of the committee are the ones that are kind of working on these, and I'm just hosting meetings at this point. They're doing a great job. Marilyn Borst is looking over this grant. It awards grants as small as $5,000 and up to $500,000. The grant is for creating more outdoor and walkable activities such as ADA compliant sidewalks. We thought the downtown area would be a perfect candidate for additional funding to add on to the funding that we're already we would be getting through Complete Streets to create better walking and outdoor areas. We're looking into this grant. So we haven't applied for it or anything. We're just kind of still filling that out. This coming not this Monday because we just had our meeting last night, but the next DDC meeting, Gemma and Ian are supposed to jump on with us and kind of walk us through this grant to see if it's something that we think is viable for our town to add on, to apply for. The last time we talked to them, they're the ones who told us about it, and they said it sounds like something that would be very viable for us. So that's our next one. And then the last one was the Trails Grant that I took the class on with yesterday. Jack McClintock was on that too. It was through the CMRPC, I think, that sent it out, and it was just to be able to discuss the 2 grants that they're proposing. So I was just a little bit like, I thought we were gonna find out more about the actual grants, but they're not actually grants yet, so, but they're almost there. So I think that would be great, all the work that we have going on in the town for the trails, and I think it would incorporate signage too. We could get signage for all the trails, mark them all, so we've got, trail maps and stuff like that too.
Yeah, because another Rails to Trails Conservancy
Yeah.
group has a grant that comes out every year.
Yeah, actually, they mentioned that at that thing yesterday, that
Yeah.
we should talk to them about that.
I applied for it last year and we didn't get it.
Okay.
So I'm going to apply for it again this year,
Yep.
see what happens.
Yeah, they did talk about that yesterday. The only thing that I would want to just throw out there, and probably I shouldn't, Jack's gonna be mad that I did, was that one of the things that it sounded like one of the people in the class was a little bit skeptical about some of the grants is that if you map the grant, for example, we have that app out there that's called like All Trails or something to that effect. And I don't know if you recall, but over the summertime, the pond down where Marilyn lives, help me out, everybody was coming down to the pond and taking
Oh,
over
Brooks Pond.
Brooks Pond. Thank you. Brooks Pond was being like overwhelmed by people because it was up on the app and it said, hey, this is a great place to go, so everybody was coming. That's kind of one of the things that one of the gentlemen on there was like nervous about, was that if they're public ways, how public are they, and how do you limit people from traveling on them? Because, and I'm like, oh my God,
We took
I
care
don't
of
know.
Brooks Pond.
what's that?
We had to take care of Brooks Pond with police and signs
Right,
and
no, I know we did.
cameras and
Right,
fines and,
Yep,
because people were coming from New York and Boston and
right,
everywhere.
Yeah,
Because of that app, whoever put it on.
right.
Yeah,
right,
it's
and
more-
have
it was
so
more
this
of a-
doesn't have to do with that app, but.
yeah, that was more of a nice place to kayak and stuff
Right.
like that, not a beach spot, but
Right.
everybody was kinda using it as a beach spot, so
Right.
it was
Right.
And that's
problematic.
private property. That's
Right.
not town owned.
Right, yep. So, I mean, that was one of the concerns during that too, was that if any of the trails went through private properties, which I don't think any of our trails really do.
Well, the one from St. Joseph's is private property. It
The
goes
one
from
behind
the-
St.
Goes
Joe's?
from the cemetery up to the rectory.
Right,
Right,
That's St. Joseph's property. It's not
right,
town owned property.
right.
yeah, we would
So
be,
that's something like, do we wanna mark it? If we marked it, would we wanna say this is private property? I don't know.
yeah, we would definitely, I
Have
think
to.
we definitely have to.
Right, write something in there that specifically
we
says, hey,
promoting
if they say
people
get
not to
out, you
walk
gotta
on.
get out, right.
We have a trail that you can't walk on.
Well, I don't
Why-
even
why
know
map it?
why advertise it.
Right,
We
why
wouldn't
map it?
advertise it. We got a nice rail trail, go
Well,
on that.
maybe we put it
It's
down
open.
as the mystery trail, can you find it? That'll keep them going, right?
Yeah,
I think that is just about, oh, the only other piece that we had left for our report is another one of our goals on our strategic plan is to create a business committee, develop a business committee. Specifically for downtown, but it would incorporate any and all businesses. So I don't know if you guys saw, one of the things we've been trying to do is our little business bites. I've been kind of slacking over the holidays. I got another one tomorrow night. I really enjoy doing them, and they are a lot of fun, and it's nice to see, people's businesses up online. So the idea of that business bites was to generate some of the businesses to get excited, and then eventually we create this business, North Brookfield Business Committee, so that they could come to us and say, hey, we want to have a big powwow in town to bring people to town. We'll sponsor all these kind of things, or whatever they want to do to try to let us know what they need from a business aspect in the town. So if you guys are on board with that, we would like to move forward with that piece as to kind of create a committee. I've got a couple people that I'm thinking about in the next couple months, kind of vetting and delegating to be like, maybe you guys should kind of start this. So, but something to be thinking about. I think it would be nice for the businesses to have their
And
own
tell them to
committee.
come to a meeting and we can talk with them.
yeah, if you could
What
give
their
us
thoughts are.
something in writing about
Okay.
what your idea would encompass of what their
Sure.
goals would be and what areas you think they would cover and
Okay.
reporting lines, kind of stuff like, just like a
General
sketch out,
overview of what we
yeah,
kind of think it
what
might
your
look
view
like.
is for that.
Mhm.
Okay, I can definitely do that.
And then we can take it from there and you can give us some names and
Okay,
maybe we can
Perfect.
put it out if we need to. Or,
I like that. Excellent.
Yep.
Can I, and then my last thing would be, is there anything that the Board of Selectmen would like to put to the Downtown Development Committee? Can we help with anything? Can we do anything?
I don't know. The goal is to get that townhouse
Reopened.
reopened, so we
Mhm.
got to get the money to get it open
Right.
and we need the grants. So it sounds like you're doing what we kind of envisioned you doing. So
Okay.
Do those grants for the town hall are they all contingent on getting the complete streets grants?
No,
Or
none of them
that
are.
just opened up a pathway to get grants for the town hall?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope maybe
can't
that
hook
that
it all
town
to-
meeting might actually get us a little bit more, because that's really for the townhouse. It's not really for the North Brookfield Downtown Development.
Right, well, you
Committee.
can't hook it all together because it's gonna happen in 20 years. You'd like to do one project at a time if you can. If you can get the town hall done, okay, and then do work on the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Well-
You can't hook it all into the same boat because the boat might
I
not sail.
totally agree with you, and I understand you gotta do one project at a time. I think from my understanding, the reason why Jim Buzzell had wanted to create the Downtown Development Committee was so that they could apply for it and get the complete streets, because from my understanding of 2.5 years ago, Jim was saying that the state is earmarked funds for the town hall, but they won't release those funds until they've seen that we've actually done something to the street. So whether or not we have to actually do it, or that we've only just applied for it, I'm not sure.
No, we don't have any funds earmarked, but there are
Okay.
funds available
Yep,
for this purpose.
okay,
And it was more of, the townhouse has historically been a commercial place.
yep,
So we need to restore it to its original commercial purpose.
right,
And so one of the things we were talking about was doing, at one point we thought about a school, you know, a music, entertainment, arts type
Yeah.
school,
yep,
which led to the maker spaces concept to make it commercial so that maker spaces could go in there.
okay,
The town house committee
yep,
has reached out and they kind of envisioned a physician had some doctor had expressed an interest in some space there.
at one point,
Then we wanted to make the second floor,
mm-hmm,
you know, we want to restore that because it's a
Right,
beautiful
yeah.
art
right,
place, you know, and they used to play basketball there in the old days.
Yeah.
I'd really love to have selectmen's meetings and town
Yeah.
meetings back there again. And,
right,
and we need to be ADA compliant to do that, which requires money.
right,
But we also figured we could do different events there, like,
right,
you know, you could have your kid's birthday party there,
Right,
or you could
right.
have a school dance there. And then if you had a restaurant type facility in the first floor that did catering, they could
Right.
cater all the events on the second floor. You do a wedding there and they can cater it.
right,
So that was another concept. What we needed was for the Downtown Development Committee to kind of give a view of the downtown,
yeah,
so that we could get grants and have a goal towards the townhouse. So which
Okay.
way we're gonna go with that? Is there a school gonna go there? Is an art center, maker spaces? What are we gonna do with it? And then how are we gonna incorporate the downtown to make it amenable to that use?
right.
So
right.
that's kind of what we needed, and there's money out there for it. There's arts money for the arts stuff.
Right.
There's small business money for the commercial space stuff.
Right. We just became an age and dementia friendly town too, which should help with any of the ADA stuff we might need up there too.
Yeah, but you still need an elevator, you know? You
Right.
still need to fix
Right.
the acoustics in there. If you've ever been up to that second floor, there's holes in walls and
Yeah,
things need to be
Now,
repaired
you said
You
in the
talking
old
about a
days,
balcony, or are you talking where the stage is?
with the stages. Yeah, but the walls on either side with the granite,
The acoustics are terrible there. We tried rehearsing for a show there. It's just horrible.
well, if it's restored to the way it should be, the same person that designed Mechanics Hall in Worcester designed that space, so the two are acoustically identical.
interesting.
Yeah,
you said in the old days, they used to play basketball up there.
yep.
I used to play basketball up there, so it's not that far away.
I stand, I,
You're
It's that far away, because I played basketball.
proving the
up
point.
there, so
yeah,
it's very
I stand up,
far
I
away.
comment.
We did our science fairs up there for St. Joseph's, we
Yep.
did basketball, we did the Cub Scouts, the Pioneer Derbies up there,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
see?
They had minstrel shows.
And it wasn't
They
that
had
long
minstrels,
ago.
Yeah.
minstrel shows back then. Lots of productions on that stage.
Yeah, because we did look at, not too long ago, last year or so, trying to acquire the old Munns building
Yep,
so that we could use that as backstage space, because there's
Right.
no backstage space there.
right,
And that didn't pan out,
Fell through.
so, yeah.
And now it's Nathan Nadar bought that, the same
Yep.
guy that owns Adams Block here.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's doing, but we'll find out.
well, he might be interested in still incorporating it in there like that, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
No,
So
no.
can we get a list of the grant stuff? Can you?
Yep, I put
email
them
it?
up online, they're all in our minutes.
Okay.
And I
okay.
have them, so I have them all updated, and all of our minutes are up, and all of our agendas and everything are up there, which is good. I just realized before I came tonight that I put up the last couple that we were behind on, we were behind on 3, and they went into the 2021 folder instead of the 2020 folder, so I have to just move them over. But they're up online, you can find them, and all of these are up online. So
Excellent.
yes, you have them up.
Thank you. Thanks for the update.
You're welcome, thank you.
We'll get together on that other issue.
Yes, thank you.
Great.
Are you hanging around a little bit, or are you taking off?
Do you need me to?
No, I was just gonna say something about the rail trail if you're interested.
I'm interested.
All right.
It'll take less than 2 minutes. There you go.
Timer set for,
I just had a guy, I talked to today, he wants to donate a park bench, like we have down here
Yep,
on the rail trail. Because he walks it all the time, and he wants a place where he can sit, and
Yeah.
other people can sit. So that might be, if I can get that going too, we might end up with some benches down here similar to what we have up here in the center park. And it'll be all donation money, not gonna cost the town. He wants to, I gave him paperwork, so he's gonna let me know if he wants to do that. I said, we'll order it, get it, put it down there. He wants to put it in memory of his son that died.
Oh.
He was a Vietnam vet. So
Nice.
it's like, so that could start something for benches and stuff down on the, and it never dawned on me until today when he mentioned it, he offered. It's like,
yep.
sure, you know?
There is,
So,
those 2 grants that they're proposing, one of them in the, I think it's the first one, the Youth Engagement and Healthy Aging Trails in Central Mass provides benches. So if you need more,
if it ever comes, that's the thing. These are,
well, I mean, they
this is-
said it's gonna
yeah.
come out in at the end of the month here, so
Yeah.
hopefully we can apply by the end of
Yeah.
the month,
and
so.
I just ordered gates for the ends,
Yep,
posts to
awesome.
put on the ends to keep traffic from people from driving down.
right, right,
We'll install them in the spring. I got a guy metal fabbing them.
awesome.
We do
The
that.
trails are so nice to have them
Yeah, I
here.
know.
You guys did a
Have
phenomenal
you
job.
walked them? You go down?
I haven't walked all the way to East Brookfield, but,
Like 2 minutes ago.
sorry.
yeah, well, we got an executive session too,
Yeah,
so
we do,
we
yeah.
Okay,
gotta move along.
I'll let it go.
Quick, public comment?
Yeah, no,
Quickly, go ahead.
quickly. I wanna know about the sidewalks, probably in conjunction with what she's talking about. Being a senior and a handicapped senior, I'm one of those people that walks in the morning, and I walk on Main Street by the library.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to say that our sidewalks are pathetic.
Yeah, no, I agree. Streets are pathetic, so
Well, I walk
everything's
on
falling
sidewalks,
apart.
And you know, there's a
Yeah.
lot, I notice there's a lot of seniors out walking, just 'cause it's good for us
Yep.
to walk.
Yep.
We're walking in those, I feel I'm safer if I walk downtown, because it's kind of darkish in the morning when I walk. I'm safer walking downtown, but the sidewalks is so crappy, sorry.
Yeah.
They're-
I think that's being incorporated into that
It's
first
definitely, it's
round.
our first 4 projects.
Yep,
It's
sidewalks.
fixing all the sidewalks and making them ADA compliant and making them nice and beautiful.
Okay,
So-
and my other one, quick. I came to town the other night, last Thursday night. Needed to go to the library. It was 4 o'clock. It was just hard to get from School Street onto Main Street. I could not believe, am I in the city with all this traffic? I needed to get to the library. Couldn't find a parking spot in front of the library. So I parked on the opposite side of the road, even though it was snow mounds. I parked. I don't know how we go from this, but I must tell you, I'm handicapped. There's a specified area to cross the street and walk sidewalk area. Cars would not stop for me. Cars would not stop for me, even though I was partially in the area with my cane, looking both ways, and cars are just going by me and going by me. I was scared to death. It's 4 o'clock now, and it was getting darker. I did manage, somebody stopped and let me cross. Very, very upset with the whole thing about educating people that when somebody is in a walkway with a flipping cane at that, you
Yeah,
stop
people-
your vehicle.
It's pretty bad.
Well,
That spot where you're talking, actually, the crosswalk goes to a curb, which is not ADA compliant, which we've
I know,
already
I-
noted that, and that's part of our thing that we want to fix.
And you know, the
And-
curb part, I
And
didn't
from
care.
the other side of the street where you were, when you're in between cars, you can't
I
see.
know.
And it's not you, but that's part of what we have listed on the.
Well, I think we'll bring it up-
Chief
So
projects to fix.
scared. I was really.
All right, we'll bring it up with the chief of
Yep.
police. One of the things maybe is one of those barrels that they have with a flashing light with a sign on it that says stop for the crosswalk. I think that's short money, and I think we can probably get some of those to put around some crosswalks, but,
It's sad, isn't it? You have
Yeah,
to do
but
that.
they don't stop.
yeah,
At
it
the
is.
same way in the morning up by Berkeley Kings, up on, whatever, at the end of Main Street,
Yep.
heading up the hill.
Yep.
That one there, oh my God.
Yeah.
And they come barreling down, they think it's a raceway coming,
Yep.
coming into town.
I do think that the signs that you guys put up have helped. I can say that.
But now people are used to it.
Yeah, so we gotta
Right.
move them,
We gotta move them.
yeah.
Well, we gotta put some fake cameras on there that say, you're gonna get a ticket.
When we get the roundabout at the intersection, that's gonna cure a lot of this traffic turning left, especially coming Summer Street and going west,
Yeah.
north. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do
I kinda like that idea, though. Those roundabouts are kinda neat. They have
Yeah.
like a figure eight one out.
We'd
in
have to figure out
Hadley.
how to fit that in there though.
Get a
I've been
peanut
down
one
there,
like
I'm
they
like,
got
oh,
at Newton
brother.
Yeah,
it. Yeah, you look
Kelly
left, you don't have to
Square
look
over
right, just
there.
look left.
Yep.
Right.
right, no, left.
I'd rather-
All right, anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Anything else? Anybody? Good. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session.
And we'll exit executive session only to adjourn.
Only to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Great. So
Second.
we'll-
Jason Petrarch, yes?
You okay, Leos?
John Tripp, yes.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you.